In a world where hopium and common sense collide, starring the CryptoKeeper and BlockchainCrusader. Welcome to Debate Crypto.
Question everything.
Trust nothing.
It's your boys, Keeper and Crusader, and it is Saturday Night Live, and we bought on none other than the CryptoFace. Face, how you doing this evening, brother?
Good. Bro, I just saw the thumbnail crypto market bought the crash in market side. Man, you fun. You guys are funny, man.
Hey, at least we didn't put one. At least we didn't put one of the thumbnails on it, like with the the ones that you love.
Dick sucking thumbnails.
Yeah. It's Saturday Night Live chat. Hey, let's have some fun tonight. We are going to dive into just about anything and everything. It is open source. Feel free to toss it into the chat. We're going to freestyle this evening, so I'm excited about that. Before we do, make sure jump in the Discord. We've got Danger Close Alpha has been rocking and rolling. We have some.
We got
some
the
new
faction
stuff
wars
coming
going
up.
on, man. The faction wars.
Talk
They're
about it,
heating
Miguel.
up.
What do we got going on there?
I mean, they're heating up, right? The factions are competing right now for a discounted mint. But once this competition is over and the discounted mint occurs, we're going to start heating up the competition for possibly winning. Somebody might be winning 5 ETH is the rumor I've been hearing. I don't know. People were excited about half an ETH. We're going to be giving away 5 ETH to a faction that wins. So get ready, guys. If you're not in a faction just yet, you're missing out.
Yeah, I'm super excited about that. We just figured, you know what, fam? We figured that you guys have been good to us, and we want to put that back into you, back into the community. That's just how we roll. Ultimately, we're learning together, we're growing together, and we want to give some of that back. So I'm excited about it. So, Face, talk to me, brother. What has been actually? Hold on, before we do that, let me just take a peek at the markets since I haven't done that. Hold on one second. Let's take a look.
Oh, where are we taking a look at?
Oh my God! It dumped to high hell.
Somebody was asking about quant a little bit ago. All right, we've got the markets at down 0.37% and 914.11 billion with a B dollars. Bitcoin's flat. Yep, that's it. 19,116 and ETH is at 1277. Guys, the whole top 10 is flat. Wah. And spoiler alert. Market Cipher actually was not telling us that the whole market was crashing, but we were hoping that maybe CryptoFace could shed some light onto what actually he thinks is happening. So let's kick it off with that. Face, what it's been boring, right? Are we seeing anything at all for cause for concern as it relates to how you look at things?
Let's take a little look. See here, I've been taking it easy. I was in a trade this last week, basically up until yesterday. Was in it for a while too, like 5 or 6 days. I was long at 19. Can you guys hear me?
Hear me? Oh yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
I was long at 19,400, and then it went down, which was basically to be expected. And then it came back up actually to like 19.9, almost 20K, and I just took my money then. Taking a look at the
so you didn't get wicked out or anything. You were expecting a little bit of that move, and then it came back in your direction. You took.
Well, I mean, things are hella slow right now and sideways. And so really it's just not really a fun market to be in. This one key on my keyboard decides to be weird right now. Okay.
I see the three amigos are still hanging out.
They're hanging out, and I mean they have absolutely breached Javier's sombrero here, so the three amigos are playing out and have played out and continue to do so.
Are they adopting a fourth amigo?
I was about to say, it looks like there might be a fourth amigo.
There is a hidden amigo. That's the second Rodriguez. Javier, otra vez, Rodriguez, and Rodriguez. There's a second Rodriguez. Everyone knows this. That's part of my channel. Javier, otra vez, Rodriguez, and then there's another Rodriguez, but he's a hidden amigo. So we're going down the hidden amigo right now. So what's sticking out to me right now that I haven't really looked at and noticed before is the weekly this money flow, dude. This thing just got knocked back down. Like on the weekly, we were kind of hoping, well, not really hoping, but just kind of observing, like, okay, maybe this can come back up. Ooh, that don't look good. Now this money flow is coming back down. 2 yellow X's. The strongest move, especially to the downside, typically comes after not 1, but 2 yellow X's. So, yeah, man, deep shit could be happening here on the weekly. Taking a look at the 2-week. 2-week has plenty of room for shit to hit the fan. Looking at the money flow where it's at right now and where it was at before, just previously, we can look right here. Boom, this is when Bitcoin was at 8,300, and then it still had room to go down to 3,500. That looks like about a 50% move. If I had to guess, yeah, 50, 60%. What about the time before that? What happened here?
Guys, by the way, we got 140 people here. Let's smash the likes and get 140 likes right now, guys. Smash the likes.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go.
That's right. I've seen other channels do it. Follow suit. Let's get them all. Everybody.
So back in 2015, you could say these numbers might get a little wacky. Let's enhance it a little here. Money flow, when it was at the same point, take bada bing, bada boom. We'll even take it in the middle of the average. Price still came down 20%, but, whatever. This is, the gates are open. The gates are open. There's the conflict is nuclear war. It's nuclear war, and the amigos are here, and shit's probably gonna hit the fan even more. So your thumbnail's okay. You don't got to change the thumbnail.
We've seen all of the chaos that's happening. I'm really interested though to see how this all plays out. I've seen some funny memes. I've seen some funny posts and whatnot, that what a better, thing to take advantage of than something like, actually, Miguel, I think you put one out there as well, basically suggesting, hey, this is your opportunity to load up. And if things do go full nuclear, you're not going to need your money anyway, because you're just not going
to be around
electricity. It was all the way shit about gold. Shit about gold and silver coins, so you can trade them to Bilbo Buggins for some water and ammunition. Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully we figure some shit out, or
But assuming we don't go nuclear, how much further along do you think this sideways action is going to happen before we have either the capitulation to go completely down to the 10K, 5K, right, whatever they're calling for these days, or are we going to finally have a reversal? Like, we're almost coming up to a year anniversary of the top of the market, so we've almost been in this bear market for 365 days. How much longer of this pure agony are we going to be experiencing here?
Man, this can go on for a while. I mean, even if we just measure off of the previous times where it was the money flow, I'm looking at the red waves, and these red dots are where the money flow currently is. So I can see, like, okay, how long was it last time we were at this point? When you just go, okay, bada bing, a long fucking time. A year, 2 years, in my opinion. Just fundamentally, I'd say at least we got at least 2. Oh man, it's hard for me to say. It's hard for me to say, but I think shit sucks for at least 2 years.
It's going to play right into the cycle. It's going to play
2
right,
years or one more year with the year that's already kind of passed by.
Well, the 2024, however long that is from now to then, if that plays in the cycle, that makes sense. Yeah, but it's just, man, this is ugly. This is ugly. And I don't think that there's been enough pain. People, there's been pain, but it's not dead yet. People aren't saying crypto's dead.
Yeah.
And that probably has to happen.
But could it be the fact that the institutions are now here completely 100% public, right? We got Kevin O'Leary, we got all these massive people constantly talking about Bitcoin and giving Bitcoin attention on the mainstream media. Maybe we don't. I think we might not ever go back to that whole crypto is dead narrative just because they're already here. Just how we didn't have a complete blow off top, like, and in the rainbow chart, complete bubble territory. Maybe we just kind of like, this is the maturing cycle. Like, from now on, things are still going to be volatile, but it's not going to be that crypto is dead or crypto to the moon 100% either. I think it could be, I don't know, could be the maturing time.
Let me, so this week we had seen that Google, BNY Mellon, there was like some big information. BlackRock jumped. I mean, if they weren't already in, they were getting in or getting heavily involved and politicizing the fact that, hey, we're in on Bitcoin. And what did the markets do? Absolutely zero. And so when I see that, right, if that would have been during the bull run, things would have gone absolutely parabolic. I remember them talking about this.
Wait, what did you say? I didn't hear. I didn't hear what you said.
Oh yeah,
what was like the main point of your statement?
So basically, Google Cloud, BNY Mellon, BlackRock all made announcements this week that they either are officially in or have recently gotten into Bitcoin. And we've had these huge announcements, and there's been some news around it, but we've seen no response whatsoever from the markets.
What do you mean when they got in? What does that mean?
Well,
what do you mean? What did they mean when they
so
say
like
got
BNY announced this week that they're going to be giving their customers services to buy Bitcoin and Ethereum, I believe. And then Google is now accepting payments. They're partnering up with Coinbase to accept payments for their cloud services in Bitcoin. And they're also moving
cloud
into
services for Google Cloud Service.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it says two huge institutional players announced moves in crypto this week: Google Cloud and BNY Mellon. Google Cloud's
big news.
What'd you say?
So that's good news, big news. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I will tell you
the
that
markets didn't feel like it was the market take it as big news.
That's right. I mean, BNY Mellon is one of the oldest banks in operation, and the thing that I want to twist on that and turn on that and kind of get your take on that, to get both your takes on this. BNY Mellon is and I'm going to say this incorrectly, but it is controlled by the Fed. Okay, so the Fed has an interest in BNY Mellon. Let me see if I can actually say this exactly correct. Hold on, I'm gonna look this real quick. I wrote this down. So BNY Mellon is a Federal Reserve supervised bank holding company. Okay, so that's the technical thing. It's a Federal Reserve supervised bank holding company. The Fed has been talking trash actively up until recently.
I want to translate that for the average viewer. That means they're a puppet for the Fed.
But hold on. But the Fed's been talking about Bitcoin is a danger to our society, to our banking system, right? And at the same time, that's why we always say, watch what they do. Don't listen to what they say.
I thought you were gonna say question everything, trust nothing.
Well, we always say that. But yeah, and I just really wonder, why the news didn't have any effect whatsoever on the markets, right? You have essentially the Fed saying, "Hey, somebody that we are heavily involved with is saying, hey, we're in on Bitcoin," while they're talking the other direction. That's why I think it just shows how heavily manipulated these markets are all the freaking time.
I mean, who's listening? I didn't fucking
nobody's listening, right?
Well,
I think that's exactly why. That's exactly why they do it, right? I said it about a year ago that the ETH 2.0, if it was ever going to happen, it was going to be in the middle of the bear market. What happened in the middle of the bear market? September, they launched, right? In the middle of the bear market, when things are most dead, that nobody is paying attention, that everybody has already exited the building, that's when the big corporations make announcements. They start getting involved because they know nobody's paying attention, and they're consuming, they're putting themselves into the position of power that they need to be for the crypto markets. And it's just, I take it as an indicator. The fact that the market did not react and everything stayed completely dead, and these companies are coming in, that's the indicator of, hey, crypto is not dead. Crypto is not going to zero. Bitcoin does have a future. And if you're not paying attention, if you're not dollar cost averaging, or whatever your strategy is to accumulate for your portfolio now, I don't know what time you're going to wait for. Are you going to wait for the all-time high when things are massive green candles every single day to then get in? Because that's when they're going to be selling it to you for a premium, and they're going to be using
maybe
you
they're
as
just waiting
exit
for
liquidity.
3K again, man. You know what I'm saying? You get it at 6K, 3K, it's a lot better than 19, you know?
I mean, if I could count 5 people in my hand that would time that perfectly and get it to 3K, I don't think I can. I don't think I can find 5 people that would do that.
I gotta say, if we actually get if some missiles pop off, we might see a 3K. We might see. I
don't think we're gonna see the 3K. If the missiles are popping off, we're not gonna see nothing. We're gonna see pop, lights out, It's
Oh,
over.
Well,
my God.
I don't know. It's there could be. We're going to go into a little conspiracy talk here,
Yeah, let's do
and
it.
it's
Let's
kind of
get
the
it.
way I view gold. Is how a bank or two, well, at least one, have to go down, a big one. Even like even in like a lower top 10 or a higher top 10, like a number 8 out of the 8th biggest bank, even if one of those goes down, like that'll absolutely make a huge fucking impact. Like gold is the gold paper, the gold trades is owned way too much by the top 3 banks. So no matter how much gold people try to buy, it cannot move the price up past 2K. And like, so my thought is, in order for that to change, one of them damn banks has to
Gotta
go
go.
bankrupt and liquidate that shit, dump the fucking price, and it can like be reset again. And I think Bitcoin, my point is like Bitcoin, you ever been to a steel factory? Has to basically go through probably the same shit. It's tied to the stock market right now. Like Bitcoin isn't big enough to be its own bird and fly away. Right now it's under
Not yet.
the wing of every other fucking pterodactyl piece of shit bird.
And when do we see that? And when do we see that changing? I mean, I still think we have a while before we see that change.
Do we? I think we're a lot closer to seeing that than people
I
realize.
hope
By the
so.
way, guys, we've got 200 people in here. We've only got 96 likes. We can do better than that, guys. Let's smash the likes. It's take 30 seconds for everyone to exit out of the live chat if you're on mobile and hit that like button. We can get 200 likes here. I think we're a lot closer to this whole like decoupling situation than a lot of people realize. We've talked about it. Institutions are getting in. They are buying OTC, right? We're seeing lower and lower levels of Bitcoin on exchanges. Is the price moving? No. Is it manipulated? Yes. I mean, we're not even at $1 trillion market cap right now. So if you equate Bitcoin to the rest of the other markets, it's so small. It's so easily manipulated to be suppressed. But it's only a matter of time before it blasts off, right? I was reading an article yesterday for Fun Fact Friday about how eventually there will be the flip of the switch where people and corporations, right, are going to realize that the fiat money is a sinking ship and they will exit the traditional market for Bitcoin, even though Bitcoin is seen as more risky right now. It has better fundamentals of what money is, and it's a better market to make money. So at the end of the day, I think the flip of the switch will occur pretty soon in the next couple of years. I think we'll see that before the end of this decade, easily. I don't know what you guys think.
You made a good few points there. Some of them I forgot, but some of them, I will say. I'll tell you what, though, going from, and that's nothing against you. I'm not saying if it's not your fault. I forget shit. Trust me. I tell you what, though, and in reference to making money, man, when you go from trading crypto to the stock market, it is like taking candy from a baby. But I hear you, man. The barrier to entry into like options and shit sucks. And most people, aren't able or don't want to or don't know where it begins. The interface is so confusing, man. You go on like E-Trade or something or Ameritrade for the first time, and you're at home terminal. You're just like, what the fuck is going on? And so, yeah. Honestly, I say it once, I'll say it again. My favorite part about crypto is being able to send money however much, however little, anytime, anywhere for a small fee across the world without, that's so valuable. That's where I think the biggest value is.
Well, I think that's,
so.
I agree. I agree with
man.
you. I think that's a huge part. I think that's a huge part of what they're worried about, what they're concerned about. Think about how much money is made from those transactions in the traditional banking system. Now they see people like, wait a minute, like if I need to send Crusader, money right now, I'm like, hey, just toss me one of your ETH wallets real quick. Boom, 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 and it's done. Right? No big deal whatsoever. And it's able to be, instantaneous without involving that third party.
Unless you're crypto.com.
Hey, I'm worth more than you, Eric, fuckhead. I'm talking to a little bitch in the chat. How much are you worth, baby? I guarantee half of my left nut is worth more than you, bitch. Saturday night, baby. Let's go.
That's right. Saturday Night Live chat. Hey, bring it, bring it. Let's have some
during the week, but we wanted to have fun. It's Saturday night.
Oh yeah,
Anyways,
for sure.
I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No. You're not interrupting at all, dude. You're a guest on the show, bro.
So like what you were saying, Nick, right? And you face about sending money anywhere. That is honestly one of the greatest things about crypto, right? Like my family in Cuba, I can send money to them instantly. No middleman. Nobody can stop the transaction from happening in a moment. Even though they live in the other, in a part of the world that's like a third world country, worse than a third world country. But on centralized exchanges, right? Crypto.com, I've mentioned it. They have a 24-hour notice before they can whitelist your address to send crypto to for the first time. I think we're going to see more of that from the centralized exchanges. I think we're going to see more of that as regulation starts to play out, and centralized exchanges are going to start taking notes of what addresses you're using to send money out to. And I think they're going to start putting some stops, right? I heard somebody in our Discord, or no, I saw a YouTube video about somebody that basically sent money from Coinbase to an account, to a crypto account, and basically that account was blacklisted by Coinbase and canceled their transaction. So Coinbase has addresses blacklisted. We saw what happened.
They're doing it to everyone. Like, I you know what? Richard Hart actually said this like a week ago, and it's I tell you, you know what? Probably one of the worst things about most of these cryptos, including Bitcoin, Ethereum, is they need to fucking put a privacy layer, dude. Like, if I send you some Bitcoin, you can see everything I have now. Like, you have to go through a lot of steps and a lot of wallets to basically hide that. That to me is fucking stupid. That's fucking stupid.
Yep.
But that's what they would. But they're also fighting against that, right? That's part of what they're trying. That's part of what these institutions love, right? That's what our government loves. The government can say. The government can say, that they want to absolutely stop crypto in its tracks and act. I don't think so. I think that they actually they don't love the decentralization, but they love the fact that they can say, oh, well, this went from point A to point B to point C, like boom, 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 boom. And, and you take cash out of the system. That's why they're moving us over. And I know, Face, you disagree with this, but I just absolutely, the central bank digital currencies, I know we've had some of this discussion before.
CBDP,
where they're headed.
LGBT.
I know you think that I'm like, I don't know what you think of it, but we've talked about it a little bit to where you thought maybe my ideas were a little bit extreme on the fact that they are going to full on take over our financial system and be able to tell us when, where, how, and why we can spend our money. It's coming. We are going to be China if we're not careful and start getting things in check.
You might like being China a little bit. You better remember what you reap what you sow. China,
all I gotta do is look at my past. My social credit score is gonna be shit. My social credit score. Y'all are gonna be in trouble for being on a stream with me if we turn into China. They're gonna be like, social credit score, hanging out with Keeper. Look back a few years. Oh yeah, no. Can't be doing that. Ding.
Me and China are cool, man. I do business with the Chinese.
Well, you can do all the business. You can do all the business you want. And I gamble with the Chinese.
I was at a little baccarat tournament, which I missed. I was pissed off. I got invited to this big baller, high rolling baccarat tournament.
Yeah, and you missed it.
I was fucking late, bro. I slept
through the whole thing.
Didn't make the tournament.
Had you already paid like an entry or just
no? I didn't have to pay. No. No one.
Okay, gotcha.
No, it was. You didn't have to pay to enter the tournament. It was big baller, invite only, exclusive access.
I must have missed the invite.
Yeah.
They might probably send it to me too.
Our invite's still in the mail somewhere.
Yeah,
I got stuck in the mail.
So B Baker says Monero is a good privacy coin, and I tend to agree with that most of the time. But in the back of my mind, there's an article I've read quite a bit a long time ago, and it still exists out there. You can look it up. That basically there is an agency that was hired to crack Monero's code, and they work for the government, right? They work for the CIA, and they have that agency exists, and that agency, just like for Monero, I'm sure it does it for any other level of privacy on the blockchain, and they can track Monero. They just obviously don't publicize this kind of thing because they want to keep the people on Monero, supervised, and then they want to keep all the honest people on the unprivacy, the non-privacy coins to make sure that it's even easier to supervise them. I have a feeling that is more true than not. I think they are keeping an eye on it. I don't think there's any technology out there that the government cannot overcome one way or another. They have enough money, they can print enough money to hire somebody to make sure that whatever they need gets done. So I'm worried about the privacy coins might not be as private as we think. They're more private than Bitcoin for sure, but I still think they have an eye on it.
The moment they said no to Tornado Cash and absolutely showed their hand on that, it's got to tell you something. You have to wake up to the fact that privacy, schmivacy, it's not going to happen. They're not going to allow us to be private. That's the whole point of getting away from cash. They want things to be 100% see-through. They want to be able to know everything that you're doing at all times. I don't know. I hate it. I really hate it. Yeah, I don't see that headed in a good direction.
Trouble. I think we're in trouble. I think there will be some level of, we've heard about the bit license, right? And the whole bit license thing and exchanges. That's a move against decentralized exchanges. Decentralized exchanges will not be able to get these things. And with that being said, then if you as a customer jump on there, you're going to be getting flagged just like if you jump on Tornado Cash. And it's like, hey, this guy is doing illegal activities. He's using a decentralized exchange that is not regulated, does not have a license, yada, yada, yada. Red tape. Go get him.
So what was this article? Or do you remember how long ago it was and who published it?
Oh, dude,
like,
I've read
a hit piece. Like, there's an agency that apparently knows what the hell to fuck crack the code. Or
yeah,
I feel like I may have heard.
I'm gonna try to look it up right now.
Probably heard that article.
Give me like 2 minutes. I'm gonna try to look it up. It's actually a pretty old article. I read it like about more than a year ago.
Face, let me ask you something. Do you see the crypto space right now? You know, when you got into crypto, you had your reasons for getting in, whether it was making money, whether it was you love the movement, whether it was the tech, whatever the case may be. Do you see moving forward in the crypto space as a whole? Do you see us turning into, I say us, crypto-centric, people? Do you see us turning into the legacy financial system? Is it inevitable? Is it going to happen? Are they going to push it there? Or do you think that we can opt out truly and operate in something like Bitcoin? Do you genuinely believe that our government will allow us to do something like that?
So what do you mean?
To basically opt out of to basically opt out. If enough people agreed, let's assume that Bitcoin is not created by the CIA. Let's not get into any of those ideas right now. Let's assume that it is what it appears to be. Okay. Theoretically, if everybody agreed Bitcoin is what we're going to use as our Bitcoin standard, if you will, if that became the world reserve currency, we could be opting out of the centralized banking system. I don't think there's a chance in hell that we ever get. I'm not just talking about Bitcoin in general. I'm just saying, I don't think that there's any opportunity for us to continue to opt out. They're pushing us more and more into a funnel towards, here's where you're headed. Here's what you're going to be able to do. You will have a digital dollar. You will do as you're told. Here's how you're going to file your tax. I mean, do you see an opportunity where that's not the case, where we stay, outside of those bounds?
Well, here's what I'll say as far as the future in like privacy, banking, being our own bank. A couple of things. Number one, I'll say is governments are very, very powerful. If there was like a real Chinese crackdown, like if we had some Chinese crackdown shit on crypto where it's like, if you're using Bitcoin, your ass is getting put away, and so is your fucking bloodline. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That pretty much, you kind of, you're kind of done with Bitcoin probably at that point. Not saying that's going to happen, but, man, I don't know, man, banks are, but I think there's a place for it. Absolutely. There's a place for it. That's kind of, I don't think it has to be the one thing that rises to be the one true king and set all be all, everything has to be crypto. The CBDC thing I know you guys talk about, like banks already track all your money Everything you use with the debit or credit card, they
Agreed.
see it.
Agreed.
They know how much money you make.
Agreed.
They know how much you pay in taxes. They know who's paying you.
Agreed.
Like, they already know everything.
I agree with that, but they don't have the ability to tell me where, when, how, and like there's no smart contract.
There's no programmable money.
There's
where
no
they can
program
just say,
that
hey,
they're putting on.
You got $2,000 as a
yeah, I mean, but
universal basic income.
Like,
and if you don't spend it at Kmart, it's gonna go away.
You said they could do what?
No, I'm saying, but they don't need crypto to do that. They can just put it on your debit, like
just deny
like
transactions. You mean
with food stamp cards? You can't take your food stamp card and go try to buy a candy, or not candy. Fuck, you can buy candy with food stamps.
That's
no candy.
No candy. Yeah, see what does they say? You know, they can control if you can buy candy or not. If you can't go and buy a fucking computer with food stamps, they can already do that. They can do that stuff. I don't think like crypto's gonna be the thing that allows them to do that. Like, and plus it's a really shitty way to do things. Like crypto is a very slow. It's not efficient like compared to other computer resources and database shit. So yeah.
By the way, I found the article about Monero
going down that path. To be honest,
I found the article. I'll share my screen right now. I'll show you guys. So here it is. So this article back from 2020. This is not the one that I originally read, but this one pretty much talks about the same thing. So Cipher Trace is the name of the company, right? They were
Cipher Trace. Oh shit!
Do you? Yeah, you got something to tell us here, CryptoFace?
I'm supposed to be undercover. I'm exposed.
So Monero is one of the most privacy-oriented cryptocurrencies, said David Jivan, CEO of Cipher Trace. Basically, they were contracted by the U.S. Department of Homeland Security for a total of $3.6 million, actually pretty cheap, and to basically create a tracing tool for Monero. Obviously, people don't like this, but that the one reason that this exists, right before this was out there, Monero was getting delisted from every single platform because of how anonymous it was, and then it kind of is still around today. And most people think it is because this tracing tool now exists. They can, ease off on completely banning Monero. And then here is the contract from the Homeland Security for Cipher Trace to create tools for investigating alternative cryptocurrencies. So this is the tool here. This is the contract details, I guess, the summary. And yeah, so if you guys didn't know, now you know.
Listen, in case anybody didn't know, Sylvia wants you to know that these banks ain't going to stop her from buying blow with her money. Okay, so just want to be clear on that. Smart contracts not going to stop anyone from buying blow. No, I'm just kidding.
I'll also say this too, man. Listen, being your own bank ain't easy. Like, banks do a lot of good things. Banks are like freedom.
They're a necessary
credit
evil.
Cards. It's
wait a minute. Did you just say banks are freedom?
Money and getting paid back. Like, now it sucks that all these small banks have been ruined, but banks are very good as long as you pay your shit back. I love my banker.
Oh, my God. Is your banker in the chat right now? I feel like your banker's in the chat right now. It's got to be.
Yeah, some of them might be. I think
it's because he blew his cover
with
the
only covers
Homeland
100
Security.
grand. So I have like 120 different bank accounts because I'm a cheapskate. And if shit hits the fan, I'm going to be making the phone call to get my Peasley $100,000 from 600 different banks.
I was about to say, yeah, just ask. You're going to have to ask 1,000 different banks to get it. You're going to have to schedule the transactions to be able to happen because they don't have your freaking money.
Shit. But in all seriousness, crypto is far away. Look at Celsius. I always knew something wasn't right about that guy. I always knew something wasn't right about Alex McCluskey.
Alex
and
McCluskey.
Dude, fuck that guy. Man, you can't be offering these people these fucking APRs and APYs and these fucking promises, man. Yeah. Man, that's crazy because Celsius was at every conference, at everything. It's been in crypto for so long. And that fucking guy, man, I always knew, I'm like, you know what? Something just don't rub me right about that guy. And there is no crypto banking. No one's been able to do it yet. No one. So We're a long ways
No,
away.
I mean when Miguel.
We're
So
dead.
when Miguel and I, speaking of banks, when Miguel and I officially went into business and had to open a bank account, when I told the woman at the bank, I'm sitting down with the business banker, and I told her the name of our company. I told her Debate Crypto, and she looked at me, kind of sat back in the chair, and she said, "What kind of work are you guys doing?" And I could tell immediately, right? I must have just had bells just going blaring off in her head. She's like, "Oh no!" And I said, "Well, before I tell you, let me ask you, like, what's the problem?"
Yeah.
Well, it just, if you're going to be doing like a lot of like crypto transactions and they're going to be coming through, I said, so basically what you're telling me is if I want to actually operate in and out of crypto, you guys aren't going to have it. And she said, yeah, pretty much. We'll let you do some little things here and
What bank was
there.
this, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, almost all of them seem to be similar to that. I'll tell you, Chase is like that. That one's this one's PNC, but Chase is the same way.
Wells
Chase will
Fargo's
allow
the
me to
same way,
operate
too.
through freaking Coinbase. Chase has told me point blank, if you want to get liquidity off of your cryptos and you want to be guaranteed it, Coinbase, that's your option. That's what they've told me, flat out, just straight up. Hey, if you want to get it and you want to have access to it and not have your account shut down, Coinbase.
So good luck with that. They're shutting everyone's fucking account down.
That's my whole
Coinbase
point.
going rampant.
Yep.
I don't
That's
know
my
what
whole
the fuck their
point.
problem is.
The whole thing, it's like you can, and that's kind of, you were talking about being your own bank. It's a beautiful thing, but if you do ever have to get back to, now all of a sudden you've got to have an off ramp, unless you're doing OTC. But if then again, that OTC deal, that person has to have access to the liquid funds if that's what you're trying to get back to. There's definitely complications that you need to be aware of. They'll only let you do 5K a day. What if you need to make a larger transaction? Like, sorry, but $5,000 is not a lot of money. Well, I mean, I don't want to say it like that. I don't mean it like that. I'm saying like,
are you talking about from withdrawing? You talking about withdrawing?
And yeah, like you can,
I get what, whatever. Yeah, I got
like,
you.
how long is that going to take if you actually need to make some actual moves? It's, I don't know, man. I just hate the utter control that they have over top of us. You got to ask to take, you got to ask to put money down on a car if you're putting a large amount down. But the moment that they make a mistake that helps them, I just had it happen last week. I'm not going to dive into it again, but I just had that happen to me last week. They're not there for you. You can put funnel all the money through the bank as they want. I am just not a fan of the.
I am fucking paranoid. Trust me, I'm paranoid. Like I feel like there's no safe place to put my money, and that's why I overpay my taxes. For the first time, I actually I'm not gonna go into too many details, but I got a check from the government
because you paid too much.
And they're like, first off, they told me I underpaid 3 times. I sent them 3 different checks, and then finally this last one, like, yo, you overpaid, and I was like, yeah, keep it. What the fuck?
Hold it as a credit.
Keep it
Yes,
hold it as a
keep
credit.
That shit.
I'm gonna need that at some point. You owe me. Now you owe me. So I don't know. I'm looking forward to the day when we can all get along. I feel like it's just a big fight all the time right now.
Dude,
That's all.
It's been like that, man. It's I don't know, man. We honestly we need we can't even say the solution to the problem without watching our backs and getting canceled. There's so many things I want to say. We can't say it.
Well, Face,
I got my own friends and family to worry about.
I hear you. I'm glad that you just said that. For those of you that first of all, make sure that you guys have followed. Make sure you're following CryptoFace. Make sure you have subscribed to the channel. Obviously, subscribe to CryptoFace if you're not subscribed to him. But I want to throw out there, if you want to hear some of the real conversations, Crusader and I are going to be going to our own platform. We're going to start off with once a week is what we're going to do. And we're going to have the real conversations. You want to talk about the thing, you want to talk about the political injustices that we see, you want to have a real conversation about the banking institutions, you want to have a real conversation about politics, you want to have a real conversation about how all of this affects the crypto space, you need to come check it out. We will be giving that information out shortly. We're working on the platform right now as we speak. There's going to be just a small paywall. It's going to be like $1 to $5. It's going to be nothing crazy whatsoever, but that allows us to truly have free speech. Unfortunately, free speech ain't free. and everybody's getting shut down, and we get warnings, and you can't even say, certain names before they say, oh, that video is flagged. I'm over it. I'm over it. No doubt. And Face, we'll definitely bring you on to once we get that, and we can have like some very real conversation. It sucks that we can't do that. You know what I mean? Just can't have a real conversation. It's frustrating. It's frustrating.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let me just hold on one second. Come here, buddy. Come here, buddy. Addison wants to remind you to be your own bank. Check out the ledger link down below the video. And you know what? This is gonna stop because she's never doing. Okay. She used to come and sit down and wave, and now she's like,
chill,
Dad, put me down. All right, crypto fam. Well, thanks for chilling with us tonight. We appreciate you. Face, thank you for coming on, brother. We appreciate it. Just kind of kicking back, relax.
I know it's sometimes hard to get a hold of me. You know what I'm saying? I can be a slippery one. But like what I'm saying, anytime, bro.
We want to have you. We want to have you on. For those of you that don't know, we're going to be doing one extra day of TA centric. We're Monday through Saturday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to have an extra day. So, Face, we're definitely going to be reaching out to you. Miguel, CryptoFace said that we should do Mondays, and the other person that we've been talking to is talking about Mondays too. So,
I think
maybe we'll be doing Mondays, Mondays and Thursdays.
You don't know what's going to happen. You want to know what's going to happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
sounds good.
That's a good idea.
Let's do it.
Right. All right, crypto fam. We love you guys. Just remember, question everything,
trust nothing,
and until next time, hodl
like a top.
We'll see you soon.